Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the November 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Aries. Please keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. With regards to the spread, I'll be pulling a Celtic cross using the Intuitive Tarot, and we'll clarify further using the Waite deck. So, Aries, let's see what's coming up for you in the month of November. Now, just while I'm shuffling, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community, especially for those of you who send me messages of well wishes, a speedy recovery, love, healing. I really appreciate that, especially because I was very sick last week, hence the monthlies coming out late this time around. So I just appreciate you having me in your thoughts and the messages and comments that you left me. It was really sweet to see, so thank you so much. And of course, for bearing with me for those of you who have subscribed already, while I get things back on track. Now, because it has delayed me a lot with a number of projects, unfortunately I won't be able to start the membership on YouTube just yet. However, there will be an announcement coming out for that soon. It's likely that the membership will go live from December, okay? So just to be aware of that, but I will let you guys know in advance. Okay, and if you would like a personal reading with myself, you can find that information in the description box below. Alright, so we have your key energies here, the key messages for your spread, so let's get into your reading, Aries. Now, when it comes to, if I can pick the cards up, when it comes to your present circumstances, you have the Eight of Pentacles, right, in reverse. So this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an Earth sign even, but regardless, I feel like with this being here in the position of your present, I feel like you're kind of having to slow things down, right? That you were working very diligently towards a certain goal, a certain outcome, but I feel like there is either a pause or there is a delay, right? There's this sense of slowing down, having to slow down, right? Possibly because you need to recharge, or perhaps because of certain situations that are playing out outside of your control, you've had no choice but to pull the brakes, okay? Or you've had to stop working on something temporarily is what I'm feeling. Now, crossing the situation in the position of your challenge, you have the King of Swords. So this is air energy. Specifically, this is Aquarius. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius or have it prominently in your chart. I feel like the reason why the King of Swords is appearing here, crossing the situation, is that you're having to use your cold hard logic, right? Your reasoning, right? To overcome the mental blocks surrounding this delay or this pause, right? So it may be that obviously, because I feel like there is some element of that that's outside of your control, something environmental or circumstantial, it's kind of forcing you to pull the brakes, and that's where, you know, disappointment can come in, mental chatter, anxiety, stress, you know, so you're really having to, like, you know, keep your mind strong at this time while you deal with whatever this situation is. And we'll go into it more when we clarify. When it comes to your recent past, you have the Ace of Wands, okay? It's fire energy. This is your energy, Aries, okay? So I feel like with this, there was some new endeavor that you embarked on, okay? Some creative project. Could have been that you recently started work at a new company, right? Working for a new company. It could be that you started your, freelancing, right? Or you started a business or something like that. But I feel like whatever it was that you started was very much connected to your passions, right? But I feel like this is where the delays come in. There's something with that that you've had to put on hold temporarily because of circumstances outside your control, possibly because of a second lockdown, or something involved with the situation that's playing out in the world right now. That could be the reason why you've had to put things on hold, because perhaps the company is furloughing you at this time, or there was a redundancy or something like that, right? Or if you're studying, because it's possible that you could be studying something that you're very passionate about, right? It doesn't have to be employment. It could be, that you're studying. You may be, temporarily out of school because of that reason, okay? Now, when it comes to your near future, you have the Judgment card in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like you feel things are very uncertain for you at this time, Perhaps you were following a certain set course, things were going well, things were running smoothly, and then boom, because of the situation that's playing out in the world, lockdowns happen, restrictions, opportunity is no longer available, right, to express yourself creatively, especially if this is something to do with a creative passion of yours, right? Because I know, as we know, the arts have suffered a lot this year. So if you are involved in the arts, I feel like, your future feels very uncertain at this time. So there may be some fear around that. When it comes to your feelings, you have the Page of Swords here, okay? So more air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You are kind of observing, okay? You're trying to wait and see how things play out. You're trying to keep your mind strong, okay? Staying mentally strong and focused, right? Not letting what's playing out derail you, right? And getting into overthinking. And I feel like you're like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. No one really knows where this is leading to. So let me just wait and see, That's the energy I feel like you're in. You're just trying to, keep your mind clear and just see how things go. Not really letting your feelings come in at all at this point, because that's when the fear and that's when anxiety will come in. So you're just trying to temper yourself and just see what happens. The energy crowning you at this time is the King of Pentacles. This is specifically Taurus, so you could have Taurus in your chart, right? But I feel like, yeah, right, that you generally find it very easy to manifest possibilities, opportunities, abundance, that you are stable, you're very grounded, you're someone who knows how to deal with difficult situations, challenges, right? Aries, generally you guys thrive, through hardships, right? Through challenges. Well, not so much hardships. I mean, yeah, you can for sure, but you thrive when there's a challenge, right? You like being met with challenges. You like seeing yourself overcome the odds. You like seeing yourself beat the competition, right? You're that kind, you've got this competitive spirit, but not just with others, but even with yourself, right? So I feel like, but with that, you're also able to ground that energy, okay? And that's what I feel like is what's really helping you at this time with these energetic shifts that are happening around you. You're really able to ground yourself, and I feel like you've also managed to accumulate some resources, so it's not like you're completely destitute, even if you have been made redundant, right? So in the material sense, you're good. You're actually okay. You're not, screwed. But I just get a sense that there is a lot of uncertainty when it comes to your future at this time. When it comes to your advice, right, you have the Magician in reverse. So it's asking you to look at where could you be putting your efforts? Where would your energy be best spent at this time? Because while, yes, there may be some things outside of your control, there's certainly some things that you can control, right? So what could you be doing in place of this? Where could you, what opportunities could you possibly be exploring at this time while you have the free time coming up, or while, you're not able to physically be in an environment possibly? Is there things you can do from home? Are there projects you could be working on? Maybe, if you are freelancing, it doesn't have to be the end of the world just because a project may have fallen through or is put on hold. there could be other opportunities opening up. So it's asking you to take a look at that and explore that, and not only that, but be in the energy of, I know that there is more that I can do to help my situation, right? Now, when it comes to your external influences, so this can be places, people, environments, situations outside of yourself. You have the High Priestess, right? So Pisces energy can also be associated with Cancer, but it's mainly Pisces here, right? So you can be connecting with a Pisces, someone who has a lot of water in their chart, possibly Cancerian. I feel like, yeah, this is a case of someone is keeping quiet at this time, right? There's something they're not expressing. There's something, they have some knowledge on something, right? But they're not expressing it for a reason. Why that is, I don't know. Well, maybe we'll find out as we clarify. But there's something there's some information that someone is sitting on, right? And they're not telling you much of anything. So we'll take a look at that. Sorry about that, I just had a call. Fortunately, it was on silent, but I just needed to check it wasn't something urgent. Okay, so with regards to your fears at this time, okay, this is interesting. So you have the Knight of Cups, right? Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You are terrified of putting yourself out there, right? Because there's just so much uncertainty around you at this time. So you're afraid of extending yourself in a certain direction, possibly towards your creative endeavor here, this project, this passion, right? Maybe you're afraid, because like I said, I feel like you're trying to put your feelings on hold, and there may be some fear around, okay, but if I get really invested in this, if I really hope for the best and get excited about the idea of, exploring other opportunities and stuff, what if it falls through? What if it's more of the same? What if everything gets put on hold, right? Or what if I'm not given the opportunity that I'm looking for? So it could be that. It could also be fear around extending your love towards someone as well. So that could be relevant to love, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Because in the position of your hopes, right, you have the Lover's card, which is Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. But I feel like, this is speaking of choice, and you want to make a decision. You want to make a final decision regarding what it is that you want, where your heart is guiding you, okay, at this time. Possibly a reconciliation here as well. Maybe you're hoping that, if you have fallen out with someone, that there is an opportunity for reconciliation. You're also possibly wanting to make a choice when it comes to decisions involving your work, your career, your passions, right? Because maybe you got laid off from a job because of, the pandemic or whatever. And now you're exploring your creative passions in a more profound way. And now you're having to make a decision, right? That do I keep looking for, financially secure options, or do I go for what really brings me true fulfillment, right? So it can play out in different ways here, but we'll see more as we clarify. It's going to be different for each of you as well. That's important to note. And then finally, as a potential outcome, you have the Fool card. So this is your energy, Aries. So it's awesome that this is showing up as your potential outcome here. This is speaking of a new cycle, new beginning, taking a leap of faith in towards, where your heart, your intuition is guiding you at this time, your higher knowing, your higher self. So there is something that you're changing here, because bearing in mind, this is coming back to zero, okay? The Fool represents coming back to zero and starting a new journey. So there's something that you may be revisiting from your past and wanting to start afresh with, or you're embarking on a completely new venture when it comes to your passions, right? So this is very interesting so far. So let's carry on and see what else we can uncover with regards to these key energies here, because I am getting some different scenarios. If none of that resonates, then obviously this is not your message. You may want to take a look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements and see which other video's title may resonate more for you at this time. But I feel like, yeah, for whoever I'm picking up on, there's a couple of things playing out here. I feel like it's not just involving work. This is something involving a connection here as well. I'm getting both of those messages. And there's decisions to be made all around when it comes to love, when it comes to work, right? Or, you know, your career path, what you're studying, your hobbies, even in where you're living, possibly, your environment. There's a lot of things to consider here. Okay, fine. All right, so clarifying your present circumstances, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse here. You have the 3 of Swords in reverse. You have the Tower, which is Scorpio energy, which is also your energy as well, to be fair, Aries. You know, it does also apply for you. And we have the 3 of Cups. So you've got the 3 of Swords in reverse and the 3 of Cups in the upright. So something is about to completely shatter your world, okay? But in a good way. So there's something that you're retracting your energy from. There's something that you're no longer giving power to, right? You're not working on anymore. You've given up on something, or something has been placed on hold, right? I felt like it was like a pause. There's like a delay, but it's more than that actually. It looks like you're being pulled out of something entirely, right? And especially with the Tower, with the 3 of Cups, this is something very positive. This is a positive change. Like I said, your whole world is about to change, especially because we do have the Fool as your potential outcome. So whatever this is, whatever you're being pulled out of, you're meant to be pulled out of, because, you know, whatever you were involved in, you know, that you were putting effort, time, energy, and resources into, wasn't working out. It was causing a lot of strife, mental strife, also emotional pain as well, right? Because it just wasn't right. It wasn't aligned. It wasn't what you thought it would be. So that could very much be in relation to, you know, relation to business or work, something work related, right? That you took an opportunity, you looked great, it sounded good on paper, it looked good on paper, it sounded great, you started gaining into the role, but then you realized that actually the opportunity wasn't as stable as it looked. So that's coming down, and now you have an opportunity to explore what actually truly makes you happy, what is truly aligned to your creative passions, or whatever you're just simply passionate about, right, in life. But I also get the sense that for some of you, that you're kind of done. I think you were in a relationship, or you were trying to work on a relationship, work towards a relationship with someone, only to find out that, you know, their heart wasn't in it, that perhaps they were playing the field, right? And you are not sticking around to have your heart broken, possibly again, by the same person, so you're bailing, okay? So I got different messages there for different people. This could be quite a long reading, I'm just saying, so bear with me, Aries. I'll do my best to get through it. So crossing the situation with the King of Swords here, we have the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this is all mental strife, mental energy, right? A lot of thinking, lots of processing. And I feel like that's what you're trying to break out of, okay? Because you're done with, you know, worrying yourself to death, fretting over things that are seemingly outside of your control. So you're just releasing what you feel isn't for you, because you're done stressing. You were doing that in the past. You were working yourself up, you know, with all the stress and overthinking regarding this situation. You're not doing that anymore. You're choosing to employ mental strength at this time. You're not willing to play any mind games with this person, especially with this is a person that you're leaving behind. You're done with the mind games. You're recognizing where perhaps you played a part in that, possibly. I don't know your situation, but you're seeing things clearly is what I'm getting. And yeah, you're just being very honest, very, very honest about where you stand at this point, that this is not for me. I'm sorry, I know I said I wanted this opportunity, but it's not happening, so I need to walk away. Or, I wanted this relationship, but, it isn't what you're selling, so I'm done, okay? I'm done, I'm walking, okay? Now, clarifying the Ace of Wands in your recent past, you have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen and King of Pentacles here, so that's significant. Divine feminine and masculine of the same energy. And you also have, in the same suit and element, you also have the Ace of Wands. So you have the Ace of Wands clarifying the Ace of Wands. So this was something significant, right? Something that you felt very passionate about, very, very passionate about, that you saw as, being worthy of your time, of your efforts, of your passion, of your desire, of your, of you showing up 110%. So if this was a relationship, you saw this person's value. Maybe they didn't see it in themselves at the time, but you definitely saw it, and you were very, very drawn to this person, like, insanely attracted to this person. Like, you had all the desire in the world for this person, but it wasn't just because, you thought they were hot. It was because you saw their true value. You saw what they brought to the table, despite whatever challenges they were facing, or if they don't see their own value, or if they weren't, if they were someone who doubts themselves and their capabilities, right? But you saw it as, saw them as the real deal. For others of you, I feel like you got given an opportunity. Like I said, it looked great on paper. You thought, this is it. This is aligned to my passions. I need to accept it, right? And that's what you did. With your near future, clarifying the Judgment card in reverse, you have the Three of Wands in reverse and the Moon, okay? So again, Cancer, Pisces energy here. So some of you are definitely dealing with a water sign if you are, coming out of a connection. But yeah, I feel like it's a case of the future is unclear for you. It's like there's still a lot of unknowns, right? Unknowns here. But the Judgment in reverse and the Moon card, so much mystery. It's like you have no sense of direction here. You have no idea where this is going, what the future holds, how this person really feels about the situation, or, if you're making the right decision by walking away from it, not waiting for something to come back together. Because I feel like whatever this is, it's already come apart, or there's already been a stop to it or a delay, right? And you're not wanting to wait anymore on this, whatever this is, right? You're not wanting to wait on it anymore, but there's still so much unknown here. And I think that's where the mental affliction comes in, right? Because it's not clear. There's so much that isn't clear here, and you have a hard time just letting it go when there's so much you just don't know, right? So clarifying the Page of Swords here in the position of your feelings, you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse again. Okay, so we already have like, okay, so I'm also seeing the Four of Wands here, so just to let you know in terms of numerology, we have 1111 energy showing very prominently in your reading at the moment, so that signifies huge changes about to occur for you. We also have 888. So the numbers 888 and 888 could be very prominent for you at this time as well. So if you keep seeing those numbers appear, I recommend checking that out in terms of numerology and its meaning, okay? But 8 is all to do with changes of fortune, karma, right? Karmic resolve, it going one way or the other. So decisions as well. But yeah, and I get, with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, with the World card, clarifying your Page of Swords here, I feel like, yeah, you're just observing, because right now you're not willing to put any more effort. Oh, sorry, I said this was the 8, didn't I? This is the 7 of Pentacles, my bad, okay? 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, it's like I feel like you're going back, you're kind of looking back on everything that you've invested in. And you're like, maybe I made a mistake in pulling out of something too soon. Something needs to come to an end. Something needs to be completed, right? There's not closure here. So maybe you pulled out of a situation without having all the information you needed, or maybe you pulled out of a situation without really having a clear idea of if there's still a job for you while things are put on hold, or, you know, if this is something you should pursue, if things come back together, right? Whatever it is, whether it's a job or a relationship, I feel like there is a need for resolution, for a conclusion. You want to wrap things up. You have the World card here. You want to wrap things up. You want to know exactly where you stand, what your place is when it comes to this opportunity or this relationship. You want to know exactly where you stand. So right now, you're not really saying much of anything. I feel like you're observing, right? Okay. So hopefully that made sense. I know there was a lot going on there, but hopefully that made sense to you. Now, when it comes to your crowning energy, the King of Pentacles, don't forget we have the Queen and the King here. So whoever you were dealing with in the past, you know, this was a soul level connection, right? It was divinely guided for you both to learn something valuable here. Clarifying that, you have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Magician in reverse again. So the Magician in reverse has come up twice. We have strong Virgo energy here, so you could be dealing with someone who has Virgo placements strongly. But yeah, it was like you are just, you know, you're good. You've got your needs met, essentially, right? Regardless, you know that even if, okay, right now you're out of a job, or right now, you know, you're kind of single, or right now you're not really sure where things are going, you know that you are still able to ground your energy, that you can still make choices that will reflect, you know, how things progress. But the problem is right now, you're kind of taking a step back. Like, I get this. This is where I feel the pause energy, that taking a step back and just observing. You're not an active participant when it comes to the creation of your reality at this time. You're taking a step back. Maybe it's because you feel you need to at this time, right? Maybe you feel like you've been overburdened, overworked, and you're seeing this as an opportunity to just take a step back and reassess, right? Reevaluate where you're at and try and get a sense of where is this leading to, because everything is just so up in the air right now for you. Now, when it comes to your advice, the Magician in reverse again, right? You have the 4 of Wands, and you have the Fool card in reverse this time, okay? So yeah, you're definitely being, I think you actually, yeah, you're listening to your higher self at this time. Your higher self is asking you to take a step back, which is what you're doing, to reassess where you're at, if you're happy with how things are going. Obviously, yeah, I do see you having to deal with a situation that is a bit turbulent, right? But you can handle it. It's nothing you can't handle. Either, you know, being furloughed, being made redundant, you know, school being closed, coming out of a connection that wasn't serving you, something like that, right? But I feel like that's why you're taking stock right now to assess where it is that you need to be going, because you can't take a leap of faith on something if you don't know what it is and where you're going, right? So that's what you're doing. You're being asked to take a moment's pause to reflect on where you're going, and what does the 11-11 energy mean for you, right? What kind of transformation are you looking for? What significant change are you looking for in reality? What would bring you the most joy and fulfillment? What would get you into your highest vibration? That's what you're being asked to look at this time. I'm surprised the Hermit didn't come up, because it's very much kind of what you're going into, that energy of introspection, right? taking stock of where you're at. But I don't feel like it's as deep as the Hermit, and that's why possibly that's not coming up, because you're not going into this deep soul searching. You're just taking a step back and just taking a look at things objectively. All right. So when it comes to your external influences, the High Priestess, you have the Six of Pentacles, and you have the Temperance card in reverse. So this is Sagittarius energy. You could be dealing with a Sag. Yeah, I feel like, whoever you're dealing with isn't expressing anything because they feel like things are not balanced, okay? There is imbalance here. There's, things, there needs to be initiative taken on your side to balance things out, to bring a sense of, fairness, I guess, back into the situation. I feel like this person sees you as very giving, because you have the King of Pentacles energy here, and the King of Pentacles is someone who's very dependable, very loyal, very stable, very giving, right? So they see you as someone who's very giving, right? Who isn't stingy with their resources. But I don't feel like it's that in that way that they feel that you need to step up. I feel like it's more about, energetically being available, energetically putting your foot forward, right? Because they know that you've pulled back from them. So that's what I feel like they're expecting from you at this time, to show up again. But you're not doing that. And at the same time, they're not expressing this to you, that they were hoping that you would show up and be present, and you haven't been. You've actually pulled your energy back, right? So this could be in relation to someone that you parted ways with, or someone you are parting ways with at this moment. I think in terms of work or career, creative passions, school, things like that. I feel like right now you're just kind of in your little bubble, trying to just get by as best as you can. Feel like you are doing some research in your own time at home, right? Seeing what options are available to you, right? Perhaps you have people at home that are dependent on you, and you're having to give a bit more, right? More of your resources to them because maybe they've been made redundant. So there's different things playing out here, it's going to be different for each of you. When it comes to your fears at this time, clarifying the Knight of Cups here, you have the Page of Wands, so okay, and then the Death card. Wow, okay, this is what I'm getting. For those of you where you've already left a situation or a relationship already came to an end, right? You are terrified of letting this person know that you still have very strong feelings for them, right? That you want to be with them, because you're afraid that what you'll get back from them is a message saying that this is well and truly done and they have no intention of getting back together with you, right? So there is a lot of fear around that. For those of you where that's the case, where that applies. But others of you, I feel like you're afraid that, you'll try and find another opportunity, or you'll try and see, if this is possible, if this job is going to be still open for you when things get back to normal, or if they ever get back to normal, or, if another opportunity is available to you that you're really passionate about, the one you want more than anything, you're afraid that you're going to be rejected, right? I feel like you're afraid that you're going to get the call that, that you weren't successful, that this is the end of the road for you when it comes to the recruitment process, something like that, or that the opportunity is no longer available because of the situation that's playing out in the world currently, right? But there's fear around, that's your fears, okay? You're afraid that you're going to be turned down and told that this is no longer available anymore, okay, in some shape or form. When it comes to your hopes, though, clarifying the the Lovers here, you have the Page of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, you have to make a decision. You can either choose to walk away from I feel like, okay, you know you have to make a decision here. You're hoping you can make a decision that puts, it's like guaranteed to give you what you want. You want to make, you're like, I hope I make the right decision and that I don't give myself to something that isn't going to give me, you know, exactly what I want. Like, you're not prepared to settle is what I'm getting from this, right? Like, you know, I don't want just a good thing. I want a great thing, okay? So whatever I give my heart, I give my heart to, whatever I invest my energy and in pursuing, right? I want to know that it's going to give me the results that I'm looking for. I want to know that it's going to give me, you know, the 10 of Pentacles and not, you know, a Page of Pentacles or something like that. So it's like a case of you want to know that the decision you make is going to be the right one for you, pretty much. But I feel like you're hoping, though, even though there's a choice here, I feel like you really don't want to extend yourself in any romantic sense, right? You're really not wanting that. It's like you don't want to give anything over to a connection at this time. That's where you're hoping that, you know, whatever feelings you have towards a person, whatever feelings you have towards, you know, this opportunity that didn't quite work out, that you're not going to be faced by it, that you kind of just accept it as a lesson or just accept it as something that happened. You gain something from it and you can emotionally detach. That's what it seems like, to be honest with you. But have you emotionally detached? Doesn't look like it. And then when it comes to your potential outcome, the Fool card here, you have the Six of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Cups in the upright. So you are trying to psych yourself out of a reconciliation, I feel, right? You don't want, like, it's like you're trying to psych yourself out of a reconciliation, Aries. But what it's showing here is that there is a good probability that you're going to go hop on a plane, go to this person's door, and tell them that you're still in love with them. Like, that's what I'm seeing here with this combination. It's like the complete opposite of what you're trying to tell yourself, you know, that you shouldn't do, is exactly what you could very well end up doing. So that's really funny. Because the heart knows what it wants, right? It wants this opportunity, it wants this career path, it wants this relationship, this person, right? So yeah, I mean, there's different scenarios playing out here, but honestly, there is a significant change happening here. So it's possible that where you were not taking action, and I see you still struggling with that, not wanting to take action, you're going to most likely take action in the end, right? But I feel like you're going to be fighting yourself on that for a little while longer yet, but ultimately the ball's in your court. So what I'm going to do now, Aries, right, because I know there was a lot in that reading, so what I'm going to first look at when I go into your extended now is we'll look at it in terms of those of you who are dealing with a connection, how you feel, how this person feels about you and how they view the connection at this time. We'll look at how you feel about it and how you view the connection, what's likely to play out, and any advice, okay? For those of you who are dealing with a love interest, right, or someone, say not love interest, someone that you were with in the past, that's now come to an end, or that you're coming to the realization of that you're still in love with. For those of you that are dealing with career issues, you know, the uncertainty when it comes to work, we'll see what messages of support we can give for you to help you with that, okay? So if you're curious about any of those messages, you can find the extended in the link in the description box below. The link is there. Otherwise, if this is where we leave the reading, I just want to say thank you so much for checking this out. Again, I know that was a lot. Just take whatever resonates, leave what doesn't. If you found it useful in any way, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to drop your comments. Let me know your thoughts and feelings, how this applies to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't and hit the notifications bell. And yeah, you just need to be honest with yourself, Aries. You know deep down what it is that you want. So cut out all of the ifs, buts, maybes, and fears, and just show up and step up and just express what it is that you feel you need to express at this time. But sending you guys lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.